20-second breakdown. Taxes. Taxes are hard. New due date, July 15th.
H&rblock is a scam.
W-2 equals easy return. 1099 miscellaneous equals write-offs.
Baby!
Quit asking about earned income credit. Quit asking about 1040 long form. Quit asking if I have a girlfriend, Mom. Obviously not.
People who live here,
And here. Don't pay state tax while everybody else does. Taxes are hard. Taxes. In his letter to Jean-Baptiste Leroy, Benjamin Franklin wrote, "Our new constitution is now established and has an appearance that promises permanency. But in this world, nothing can be certain except death, taxes, and hitting that goddamn like button for the YouTube algorithm." Taxes is one of those things that everybody has to do, but nobody knows exactly what they're doing with them. I mean, raising competitive Pokemon has gotten easier over the years, so why hasn't taxes? You could point fingers at lobbyists and big tax chains and dudes that look like this, but I'm not here to incite riots against the boomer Swazi. I'm here to hopefully show you that taxes ain't so scary. Or at least not as scary as taking a skydive through a haunted house with clown spiders who moonlight as dentists. So, taxes. What do? Well, you know those big buff dudes on the front of every single romance novel ever? Yeah, they pay them. Plus, they gave your butt an education, so you can come to the terms and realize that Iggy Azalea wasn't a good idea, man. Taxes also pay for the school that you and I are both paying back because, fun fact, college is actually twice as expensive than we all realized. And they pay for a whole lot more, but that is wholly dependent on your government and whoever your grandparents went out and voted for. In America, personal taxes are due April 15th. Which is easily the busiest day out of the entire year because nobody wants to get their taxes done on time. Or you could just file an extension, push it back to the business tax due date, which is October 15th. Which is easily the second busiest tax date out of the entire... In light of recent events, the tax due date was actually pushed back to July 15th. So that just gives you more time to procrastinate on doing your taxes. Most people use a third-party tax preparer such as h&rblock and Jackson Hewitt. A bit of an anecdote hour here. I actually had the qualifications to be an H&R manager, and apparently, even as a manager of an entire location, I still had a sales quota to where I had to push out insurance and payday tax loans, which shows that they don't have the best interest at heart. Not to mention, most people's taxes are pretty straightforward and easy enough to where you shouldn't be paying for anything at all and could use free sites such as Free Tax USA and other reputable free preparers. So if you're an American citizen, no matter where you live in the world currently, you still have to file what's called a 1040. And despite what all of my clients ask me, there's no such thing as a 1040 long form or 1040 short form. Sure, there's 1040A and there's 1040EZ, but those are really more for presentation, or at least from what I've seen in public tax. If you have a job and you finish practicing binary on a W-4, then you should receive what is called a W-2, which the last possible day to send one of those out is January 31st. So if you still haven't received yours yet, I need to make a call. Basically, a W-4 says, yo, that place I spend the majority of my waking hours at, they're gonna pay half my taxes. And they send that all the way to the real-life equivalent of Mordor, the IRS. Typically, if you work a full or even part-time job, this is what you should be receiving. And even if you have just a couple of these, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to file your taxes on your own and save yourself like $200. Whereas if you do contract work or consultation work, then you should receive what is called a 1099 miscellaneous. A 1099 miscellaneous is the bare minimum that an employer could write up, which means that they have no obligation to pay your tax whatsoever, which means that you'll be paying at least 15% of that income. The best part is, though, is that if you just receive $600 on a 1099 miscellaneous, you're encouraged to file a Schedule C. Schedule C means a business, which only means write-offs! If you're savvy enough with your write-offs, you could pay less taxes overall. So go ahead and print out an IRS Schedule C that we can keep track of your expenses related to your work, and that way you can roll it into the tax season for next year.
Of course, double check with somebody more versed in taxes before you send it off.
Now, if you thought taxes were all about the numbers and required a thorough education in differential equations, then wait till we hit the big boys of the block. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Talk about the letters. No joke though, this is where personal taxes find their difficulty. There's a various bunch of schedules for the various bunch of things that you've been doing throughout the year. It's mostly just legal and a whole bunch of yes buts. But we'll go ahead and take a look at schedules A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But you need to hit a paywall for that last one. A, no one gets this. B, no one cares about this. C, write off everything on this. D, no one likes this. E, people are frequently confused about this. And F, why are you watching this? Go out and pick your corn. No, get over. Legal time. Of course this isn't the actual guide for all of these. I'm not the IRS instructions. With that out of the way, let's talk dependents. Claim your kids. Claim your mom. Claim your neighbor's kids. But don't actually do that. Literally anybody, as long as you have custody over them and can claim 51% of their livelihood. Before, you'd get a cool $1,000 for pushing a turd goblin out of your collective cooters or fighting the collective cooters that make up the adoption process. Now you get $2,000. That's actually more of a gift card because it really goes against your taxes, so you never really see it. Fun fact, you can claim a child up to the age of 18, 24 if they're in college. But if they're disabled, you get to claim them forever. Many words echo through the haunted crypts of the collective conscious, providing bad advice to those who are unfortunate enough to stumble upon them, leading them to their early death with the incorrect wisdom. That was too smart of a sentence. People give bad advice. Earned income credit equal free money if you give it name to Taxman. Everyone get infinite money, now you know free money cheat code! Earned income credit is legitimately the dark souls of taxes, and that everybody has access to it, but not everybody's gonna get it. And frankly, it's kind of difficult. Aside from my usual advice of go ask a tax professional, find out you can get earned income credit through these easy steps. Roll a die, flip a coin, pick up Pokemon Platinum, go to Route 209. You know the one that goes ba 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 da da. Go into an encounter and find a shiny Routes. If you roll a 5, make the coin flip on heads and find a shiny Chansey by accident. Then you might be eligible.
How about we move on to something spicy? Something erotic. Something that just makes you bite your lower lip and cross your ankles. Baby, I'm talking about standard deduction.
Standard deduction knows how to shake things up in the bedroom, and that every single year, it's different. Kind of funny for something that's called standard. Here's where you'd find the main tax implications of being married. Instead of 2 standard deducts, you actually get one big one. Insert the clip of SpongeBob where they blow the paint bubbles, and instead of 2 paint bubbles, they merge into 1.
Here's where I would put something about exceptions, aka the main reason why you'd want to claim some dependents, but that got dumpstered recently, so...
We've been talking about federal taxes, but what about state taxes? It's literally the second half of taxes for a lot of people who live in these states that are united. Well, let me tell you something. As far as tax implications go, we certainly are united. Unless you live in the state where the cool vampire movie took place, the state where the lame vampire movie took place, nobody lives here. Mount Rushmore. The set of King of the Hill. Look, our state flag is literally a Dragon Ball Z! Welcome to my house. And, I don't know, they grew the first potato there or something. You all gotta pay state taxes. In my personal experience, I find that California, New York, and Virginia, all their state taxes are literally the devil. We could go all day, but I'm from Texas. And you know what they say about Texas. The only thing that comes out is steers and queers. Which is, funnily enough, the name of my new LGBT furry dating sim. Look forward to the release on Patreon, where I will make millions of dollars not releasing the game. Back to being from Texas, we don't have any state tax, and we all kind of just roll our returns into our property tax. So I'm not exactly an expert on this sort of subject. So, taxes. Taxes are needlessly complicated and are rife for abuse if you know what you're doing. But if you keep up with the laws, honestly, you got yourself a pretty darn good paying job. You only have to worry about 4 months out of the year. Plus, it's a good skill to have. You're going to have to do them anyways, right? So why not just learn how to do them? Hey, it's easy-ish, easy-ish. And there's a whole lot more I could talk about in just personal tax alone. And I haven't even touched the asylum demon that is corporate tax. I can save that for a video for another time. If there's anything business related you want me to talk about, because that's what we're doing now, go ahead and leave it in the comments section down below. And call me Electronic Arts because I am ready. Yeah, that's a joke I unironically wrote. Thank you for watching this dumb guide to taxes. Please leave a like and go out and do your taxes, bro. What are you doing? Come on, get it done. You only got like 15 days. I don't even know when this video is going out, but when I'm recording it, you got 15 days. Well, I guess it's not July yet, so I guess you got a little bit longer, but come on, come on, come